So we done drug the truck back in and started digging back into it. Been in here a few days. I had some shit come up, and then I'm sick right now, so it's a struggle. Got the old control arms and knuckle and everything pulled off. I'm gonna throw these hubs on the new spindles for now. I'm not even gonna put the new bearings in and stuff because I gotta pancake the subframe. So I'm gonna pull the subframe out and like tear it down and get it welded up and painted. Then I still gotta find out about the front hubs, if I can put non-dually front hubs on the front. But I'll do all that and put the fresh bearings and stuff in then. Right now I'm just trying to get the front arms and bags and everything thrown in so I can get it set at somewhat of a ride height and I can start setting up my rear. I got the everything off here. I got my holes drilled. I don't know if the C10 bag brackets are slightly different than C30s or if it's just this brand, but they're a little close here, so I stepped it up an extra size, and then I'm just gonna just slide it outwards just a hair, just so there's enough room to fit the nut on here. So it's slightly loose, but I ain't worried about it. I've seen some where it's like 6 holes or 4 holes and everything, but they did just fine. So I'm gonna get the bags thrown up on there, and then I can start mocking up the control arms and the knuckle and everything and get that ready. And what I'll probably do now is just whenever I get the other side, I'll just run hoses up to the top of the engine to just like a ball valve or something, so I can air it up, drop it, test just like articulation and everything, make sure the bags are clearing. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna get these thrown up on here, and then I'll probably just start mocking up the control arms. All right, so we got a lot more mess going on here. I got this side put together. I was gonna make a video, and then I was running into issues where my control arm wasn't lining up with the bag right. The bucket, the cup on the lower control arm was way off. And then the caster, I was having caster issues. So I left it like that for one night. Was down for a day for sickness. I got enough energy, came out here today, got this side together. I'm still looking at it, and the bottom arm lined up and worked perfectly fine. The front was way off. Come to find out, I actually had put the passenger side upper control arm on the driver's side, and the vice versa. I figured it out because I had no turning radius, so every time I'd go to turn with the 3-inch drop spindles, this is rotated up a little higher for the brake caliper, and it kept hitting right here on both sides. That's when I figured I had the control arms wrong, so I swapped them around. I got the bag in. I got this side all tightened up and ready to kind of test fit. The offset wouldn't work with these wheels, so I had to get the dually wheels back out, and I'm going to put them on just to roll it around. I did read up, and I can get the van version, or they also had the non-dually version hubs. They're like $100 a pop. I'm going to get them ordered so I can fix my offset issue. But so what I had a problem going on here is I ordered new control arms from Rock Auto, I believe, welded in my cups and everything, hadn't test fit them. So when I'd swing my lower control arm up, the inside of my bag here was hitting on the cup. And like I had the bag scooted all the way forwards on the adjustment, and it was still hitting ever so slightly. So I have my old setup here, all the old stuff, and my new arm. And what I come to find out is these bars right here is your bars in the center for your mounting. These Rock Auto arms, the alignment dowels were slightly off. So it was throwing my control arm farther back towards the firewall, and that was causing caster issues as well as the upper control arms. But no matter what, this alignment dowel was too far down, and so I couldn't get the control arm forward enough and fix the issues. And then I thought maybe this was installed like flipped, but it's the same distance on both ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this one up. The threads and everything are good. Then I'm going to use the new caps, and that way, because the widths and everything are fine, these dowel holes are just slightly different. So I don't know if it's defect or for a different model or something's off there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this thrown back in here. I had to put it in the vise. It was a nightmare. They torqued this thing down so tight. But I'm going to get this thrown back together, get this side thrown together, and then I'll do a little update on that. And we'll see how the articulation goes and everything like that. But as of right now, these air slam it bags, very good. I'm still going to do the Z and I'm still going to do the pancake. But these air slam it bags go so low that I'll show a little clip once I get this control arm back on. So here we go. We got the lower control arm with that original mounting bar with the dimples in it mounted up. As you can see, we're more parallel now. Whenever I go to compress the bag, we're actually, for the most part, centered. I could probably work it a little bit more, but for now I'm happy with this. Like, after I get everything set up, I'm pulling the cross member off and pancake and paint or powder coat, and I still got to Z the frame. So like, this is all just mock up and get it functioning before I make it pretty. But these air slam it bags, I just want to point out that we are almost bottoming out against the cross member when these bottom out. So I have noticed that up here on these control arms, they kind of hit right here, going all the way up. So if I ever need to get a bit more drop out of it, I might notch the control arm there. But it's all got to be figured out, because once I Z this frame, I have to redo the steering and pancake it. Unless I go like 20s, I probably won't use all that articulation. But now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this knuckle and hub put back on. I'll probably pop some air lines in to like a ball valve or a straighter valve, and then we'll run it up. We'll see that it works and everything. I'm gonna rough set this toe, that way I can still pull in and out of the shop, because I'm not gonna do the Z or pancake right now. The next will be flip it around, and then I want to go ahead and start setting my 4-link bars and getting all the leaves and everything off and get the 4-link tacked up. So yeah, let me get this knuckle and spindle on, and or this hub on, and we'll go through it. All right, so this is where we're at. 3-inch drop spindles, cup lowers, air slam it bags. These are 16-inch tires, or 16-inch wheels with quite a hefty tire on it. I had to pull all my spacers out on my upper control arm, and we are still we're hitting on the inner fender here. Like I said, I got to get those hubs and spindles. The hubs, and it's pulling on the hood latch cable here. But 16s tucked, ain't too bad. Here we are with this side all wrapped up. Haven't like tied up brake lines and stuff. Like I said, I ain't worried about the little details and shit right now. I'm about to throw this other tire on, get it on the ground. I got airline drain out of the front right here, just this valve. I'm gonna put a straighter in it after I take it up and down. I just don't want to sit there and drain the air down out of a straighter, so that way I can pull it in and out. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to take it off jack stands, throw the air hose on it, and we'll get the first look of it being on bags. All right, I failed to take a video after I finished the front end of that. I'll insert a clip after this little video of whenever I had it still set up in the same spot and I aired it out for the first time. But I had another project coming in that I needed to knock out real quick, so like I just buttoned it up, rolled it outside, and just never got a video. And I've already been going to town on the rear, getting the 4-link and everything set up, and I'm making a separate video on that. So that'll come here shortly. I'm about done mocking up the link bars and everything, and then I'll end that video, and then I'll work on everything else. But for the front here, like we left off, too big of tires. It's hitting into the blower motor assembly here on the firewall, which I might end up deleting anyways, and it's hitting into the firewall over there, but I'm going to put smaller tires on it. I have established that I'm going to have to Z the front and possibly pancake it. Not sure. I have to these frame rails that hang down below the cab, I'm going to have to box my frame, so I'm going to cut 4 inches out and box it. Because I want to lay pinch welds. But my shop air compressor only goes up. It's got a regulator on it, and it's only putting out about 80 psi. So I hooked it up to the air ride on my car, which is set, it has a 190 psi tank on it, and it'll get about 2 more inches of lift out of there. So it's not bad. It's still a fair amount off the ground. I did verify that I can get non-dually front hubs on this, and they will work. So I got those coming. That way it'll suck them in. I can put the matching stocks here with the smaller tire in the front and not have to worry about the offset issue and everything. So getting those coming. Right now with the front aired out, laying on the frame, I'm using that to set my ride height in the rear. So that's what's been going on, but I wish it was a little more open. I could show you a little better, but I'll kind of get the camera set up and I'll pull the airline off the front and show it airing out. Show it under, or I guess I can show it under the hood now. Not gonna see much because it's kind of dark back here. But you can see, got the new A-arms, lowers. Can't see much over here, but let me insert the clip of me airing it out, and then I'll set it up, and I'll pop the air hose off right here. But this gives you an idea. Factory wheel and tire, 3-inch drop spindles, cupped lowers on an air slam it bag, max ride height. You'll get a little bit more out of that. So right there, you could easily drive it like this, but yeah, we want to go low. But let me insert that video, and then let's do a quick little air out.
Bridge down now like us, 12 teams my fault, so they'll never wipe one. I'm a party fucker raw, you got a main nigga. I ain't tripping though.
Alright, I just ran and grabbed the flashlight so you can see. Factory frame on the C30. You can see we're sitting on the bolts here. So it could get a little bit lower if I just lob those bolts off, which I'm going to. Like I said, I'm going to be cutting this frame flush with this pinch weld. I'm going to be boxing it. And then if you come up here to the front, you'll see sitting on those cross member bolts right here. And yeah, that's not good. So I need to go still another 3 or 4 inches lower. So I'm going to Z the frame and might pancake. I'd like to avoid pancaking if I don't have to, but we'll see. But there you go. That's where she lays. That would be plenty for most, but the whole purpose of me building this is I want to be lower than Tyler's C10, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. But yep. But that's that. I'll finish wrapping up these 4-link bars and get that video thrown together and post it up. But it's coming together. Got my cross member in. So we're chipping away at it. It's show season already, so a little behind, but we're gonna get it done.